What drew me into warbirds was my dad. His father was in World War II, and I think that's what drove him to be involved with warbirds from a very young age. And he passed that down to me. So from the time I was very young and able to walk, my dad has really kept me involved in warbirds and given me a ton of opportunities over the years to do many things with airplanes from before I can remember. And he was just really a big impact on my life and really drove the fire that keeps me in warbirds today. I would say that one of the most pivotal times in my journey or my career was the summer of 1988 at age 14 years old. It was during that summer, helping my dad and my uncle at Pacific Fighters, that they really gave me a chance to be involved on a much deeper level. I was fortunate enough to be involved in helping complete a restoration project they had on a North American trainer. It was actually a Harvard Mark IV, and really got to be involved on kind of a more practical level there. The restoration was completed, and it wound up going on to win Oshkosh Grand Champion that year. That was also the same year that I took my first long cross-country flight with my dad in that same Harvard. We were able to fly it from Chino, California, all the way to Oshkosh and back. And that was my first real deep dive into operating or flying warbirds, and gained a lot on that trip. It was just extremely memorable for me and really kind of kick-started my flying career. I would say last but not least, during the summer of 88 or the fall was the first opportunity I had to be on a Reno air race crew, and it was a crew that was supporting a Hawker Sea Fury. So it was a big summer. And yes, the Reno experience did include an engine change overnight to race the next day. So now that I've been here 9.5 years, I'll talk a little bit about my journey and my time here at Flying Heritage. And I would say it's been anything but typical. In fact, there's really not such a thing as a typical day at Flying Heritage. For example, one day I may step out of a corporate meeting and go check an oil screen on a German Bf 109 fighter, and then proceed to go climb into the Japanese Zero and fly camera ship in a photo shoot with a Mosquito, Spitfire, and Hurricane. The next day might see me in front of the computer all day long without even the chance to go look at any of the amazing artifacts in all three of the hangars. Either of those 2 day scenarios could turn on a dime at any point in time. So there really truly is no typical day at Flying Heritage, which is what makes it such a great place to work. The thing that I like experiencing the most is watching people during the Flying Heritage events, the people that physically and excitably cheer for a certain tank or a certain airplane. And it reminds me of when I was younger and watching a warbird either start for the first time or take off for the first time. And that excitement and that feeling was just more than I could physically contain. And watching people experience that kind of takes me back, and I recognize what that feels like. Coming back on Monday is easy for me. When you do what you love, when your hobby is the same as your work, it makes it all that much easier. It's a lot like a professional athlete who gets paid to play his favorite game that he'd probably be playing anyways. So Monday mornings are easy for me because I love what I do. I walk in Monday mornings and I think, wow, I got 5 more days of doing what I love this week. I'm pretty lucky. So I enjoy Monday mornings at Flying Heritage. I don't think it could get much better.